You know, you package it. It's literally Saturday to Saturday, so it's normal. I mean, as long as I've been doing it, you just kind of put one foot in front of the other, and there's so many social events too that you have to deal with. But that's, you know, that's part of Derby, and that's something that actually to some extent I enjoy it. At the same time, like for me physically, I can't drink through this week. I have to, you know, no bourbons, no glasses of wine. You get to bed early, you get up early the next day, and you just put one foot in front of the other. But it is, you know, real special week.
So we got Oaks tomorrow. I know you've been tweeting some updates on Take Charge My Lady. Can you give us an update today, day before? How we looking?
The last 2 days, she's galloped better than I've ever seen her. We've had to tweak some things with her shoeing. And a week ago, or even a little longer, I would have been not sure if we would make the race. Today, I feel confident we will. There's still some hoops to jump through, per se. But she's doing super. She's hitting the ground super. And, you know, right now, I'm optimistic.
How much do you agree that there's a lot of speed signed on in the Oaks that should benefit?
Well, I'm going to disappoint you. I don't worry about anything that I can't control. That's pretty much a constant with me. We trust Brian explicitly out there. He knows what to do. He knows the horses. And you've got to let jockeys use what I'd call their artistic freedom. You know, you don't hire Picasso or Rembrandt and tell them how to paint. You let them go do it. Let them paint. And that's what we do with Brian. I mean, he's a master judge of pace and timing, and if there's pace, great, and if there's not pace, then he'll deal with that.
You were telling a couple tours that Render Judgment has a quarter fracture. Can you just give us the proper context?
Wrong word, not a fracture. The horses get these, when you have a hoof, every now and then they'll get a little split in them, and you have to tighten it up and keep it tight. If they split all the way up into the coronet band, and they're actually called quarter cracks. And if they split into the coronet, it would be like your fingernail. And if that gets up into the quick, it can be painful. So what you do is you stitch it, and when you stitch it, you hold it together so it doesn't open. And that's what he's had, and that's what actually she's had. I've got 200 horses I manage, and only 2 horses with foot issues are those 2. What are the chances of that? Now, saying that, last year, the seas parted for us. Both horses were doing fantastic. Everything went perfect. There were no issues at any point in time, and we win both races. But that's the challenge of winning races. And look, if either horses we don't feel right and we think that's going to be an issue, then we won't run. But right now, I think we've got it under control.
In terms of like football terms, is Render Judgment probable, questionable?
No, I think he's probable. I don't think that's a problem. He's actually had patches put on for over 2 months, 2.5 months, and he's actually had them on different feet. You can go back to a long list of very, very good horses that have run with these types of things, and it really is. It's kind of an everyday. We deal with foot, ankles, knees, a lot of details, and this is most trainers don't even discuss these details with you.
Yeah.
They won't say a word, but keep it to themselves. I tend to be a bit of an open door. You know, I talk about it, try to explain it so people understand it, and it's really interesting. If you see acrylic on a horse's hoof, you know that they've had work done, and it's you know, there's some really talented people that do this work. Blacksmiths are amazing.
Listen, I know owners decide if they're going to run in the Derby or not ultimately. With the whole Toby Keith connection here and wanting to honor him, what's that been like from your perspective and everything going on with this horse?
Well, originally it didn't look like we were going to make the race. It looked like we were going to be in the outside looking in, and I didn't want to enter if we were number 22 or 21, and then if we drew in, we came from an outside draw. When it came up that some horses defected the morning of entries, then the whole conversation changed, in that we were going to get in the body of the race. And then at that point, the ownership group said, we'd really like to run. I did recommend before that happened that we run in an allowance race, because he hasn't shown, for me, he hasn't shown that next level talent, but he's doing well. And as we all know, weird things happen in the Kentucky Derby. So what do they call it? The chance of a lifetime and a lifetime of chance. And, you know, look, we're going to go over there and give him a good run.
Thanks for your time, Ken.
You're welcome.
Coming off of last year winning both the Oaks and the Derby. Does that change your mindset going into this year's races?
None whatsoever. You compartmentalize all of it and you worry about one horse at a time. What happened last year means nothing. What happens this weekend is you got to worry about each horse and make sure all the I's are dotted and T's crossed.
Back here, amazing.
She's amazing.
Run again.
Yeah, and I mean, she is an absolute queen. She's doing great. She's probably one of the easiest horses I ever trained in my life. She loves to eat, she loves to train, she loves to work. She's very, very kind, smart, classy. Probably going to have a hard time ever having a better horse than her in my career. But I've said that with some other ones in the past, so we'll see. But she's locked and loaded for Friday.
And for Take Charge Melody, if she's able to run, going to stretch out in distance a little bit there. You think that's going to be beneficial?
If you watch the Ashland close, the Ashland was won by a filly on the Lacar was on the front, and she won wire to wire. Take Charge Milady was running her down, and that was at 1 1/16 to the first finish line at Keeneland. And if you'd gone to the second finish line, we win the race. Yeah. And so we're hopeful that there's a little more pace in the race, that the front runners back up to us, and that we get a chance to finish fast. That's her running style, and you know, as long as everything goes good in the next day or so, then we're good. We're good.
Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome.